G'day, my name is David and I love my gardening. Today I want to do a quick video on how to prune your jalapeños that have overwintered and coming into spring, and you need to give them a bit of a quick haircut to make them prosper and do well for the coming spring summer season. So here I have some of my jalapeños that I planted last year. It's now the beginning of October 2022 in Melbourne, Australia. And these guys have survived, although they look a little bit poor, a little bit daggy now. And it's time to give them a haircut to bring them back to life so you get a good yield. What you need to do is a couple of things. You need to take off about a third of the plant. But what you're looking for are the node areas where you can have new growth. So here's a plant. It's about 3 foot, nearly 4 foot high. And when you look at these joints here in the plant, looking for areas, if I get that to focus, you can see a little bit of growth. Here's a better place that you'll be able to see it. If I zoom in, there is some new growth coming out there on the plant. And that's the new growth you want to encourage. You want the plant to put its energy into there rather than the very ends, which are looking a little bit daggy. And what you find by taking these branches off, I'll take this off here and here, all of the plant's energy will go into that new growth there, and you end up with new branches and a very prosperous plant. Here's another branch here, just in the very corner there in that node. You can see some new growth coming through. Each one of these here has got some new growth. So by taking out these end pieces, energy will go into here. So here's one I gave a really heavy cut to last weekend, and already you can see all of the new growth coming out at the nodes, which is what you want. You'll get all new branches and flowers very quickly. So I've got a really well set up root ball here from last season, so it won't be long before these guys bush up, and I'll be picking jalapeños. Here's one I've just done now, and in the very corners here of these nodes you can see little bits of growth coming through. So that's what we want to encourage, is that new growth at the nodes. So all you do is take a good sharp pair of secateurs. I see that there's a node here. I can see where the new growth is coming through. So I'm just going to lop that off there and there. And when we come back next week, all of the energy will be going into there, and there'll be lots of vigorous growth. Okay, there's a good little node here where there's some new growth coming through. So do the same, just lop those off, and the energy will go into that new growth. On the other side here, there's some new growth coming through, so we're going to take that off. So when you actually look at what you do, you're taking about a third of the plant off, and there's nodes there, so I'm going to take all of that off. Over this side here, there's a little node coming through there. Take that off. On this bigger branch here, there's some, on this node on the other side here, I can see some growth. All of that will come off. Any of the dead wood, any of these daggy looking leaves, I take the leaves off because there's no energy coming from those. You'll also see places where there's lesions in the stems. So we don't want any diseased wood. It's not going to contribute anything to the plant, so that diseased wood can come off as well. So very quickly, there's nothing on that, there's no node there, so take off the last of these leaves, give that a quick clean up. I'll take some of the lower wood off out of here. Anything growing inwards, I'd like to take the inwards growing stuff. So when you get branches growing in, I personally don't like that. I like to have airflow going through here. light, just reduces any chance of disease. So I take out the wood and any branches facing inwards, so they've all come out. So now I've got a plant that I'm happy with, and I'll do a follow-up video in a week's time so that you can see the new growth that we have on this plant. So it's given a good third off. This will give it a wake up. You'll be surprised how quickly, like this one here, all that new growth that just comes through so quickly after a haircut. The plants appreciate. It looks quite devastating. But that's all you need to do for your overwintered jalapenos. If you have any questions, please like, share, make a comment. Thanks for watching. I'm back. I did the original video with the pruning of jalapenos on the 2nd of October. It is now 8 weeks later, towards the end of November, and look at these guys after I've pruned, given them their haircut. So they are loaded with new foliage, just going absolute nuts. Flowers, flower pods are appearing on all of the plants. They are just, this is going to be a massive crop. So having your jalapenos overwinter, I've got a little garden bed over there where I've just planted out new plants that I grew from seed, but it is going to be several months before they are producing. So by getting these to overwinter, giving them a haircut, I'll be actually picking jalapenos here, or I'll have jalapenos in 4 to 6 weeks time. There'll be jalapenos here, whereas I'm still waiting for those plants well into the 2023 before we actually start to harvest. So definitely getting plants to overwinter, giving that haircut, it's just triggered them and they've gone nuts. So yeah, don't be afraid to give them a good haircut. Cut them above, just above the nodes, and they'll just sprout like crazy. And each one of these sprouts is going to be loaded with jalapenos. Give it a belt of fertilizer too. I've thrown in a bit. You can see the remnants here of some super phosphate that I've thrown in. Good to put this down. I put the super phosphate down just before it's about to rain, so I knew there was some rain coming 6 weeks ago, so I gave it a good belt of super phosphate, gave it a little bit of a dig in, and the rain has washed it in. Look at these flowers. It's going to be a massive, really good crop of jalapenos, and I suspect we'll get much bigger jalapenos out of these second year plants. So yeah, take the time, give them a haircut, give them some love, and you'll get the rewards. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and give us a thumbs up. Happy gardening.